Alright, so welcome to another episode of Vasling with Stu. This game here is a replay from a tournament structure that I was involved in after subbing in for a player that had to drop out. So it was round 2 or 3 or something like that. So I'm playing the game for fun, just kind of filling in, playing some ASL. It's always good to play a little bit of ASL. So the name of the scenario is the bridge at Verdalsora, and that is in Norway. So the scenario is J36. It's from a journal. I don't know which one it is. Obviously one of the earlier ones. And so the bridge itself is at this town. It's actually just north of Trondheim, as you see here, where Trondheim didn't really know that was there. Beautiful, nice little town down through the deep fjords of Norway. So you've got to scoot the whole way back there to get to it. Anyway, the scenario is such that the Germans have to cross this bridge, exit victory points, or generate casualty victory points by destroying or capturing the enemy. Here are 2 bridges here. I don't know which bridge it represents. There may have only been one bridge. I don't know, but this is kind of the idea of what you're getting at of the actual territory. The map orients the right side of the map is north, so the map actually is supposed to depict it like this. At least that's what we have on VASSAL. So I don't know if it's the bridge on the left-hand side, the bridge on the right-hand side, or what. So take your pick. Don't know. I think the one on the left-hand side is a rail bridge. It's possibly a rail bridge. Don't know. Probably is. But anyway, you've got the Germans coming across from the north, crossing that long bridge, getting on the opposite side. You have a smattering of Norwegians defending the bridge, a small amount of British coming on to help defend either the bridge or against the reinforcing Germans that are going to be coming from the north side, which will be the right side of this particular map, which will be over here, and which I'll describe on the game as we start up. But anyway, one of the scenario special rules in this particular one was kind of to alleviate the black chit draw and the offboard artillery, the offboard artillery for access. So we've got, you know, the old double red draw or dub 12 or all that bullshit. It has a tendency to try to want to alleviate that. I don't think it really, I mean, it kind of does, but it kind of doesn't at the same time. So your radio contact is guaranteed throughout the first fire mission, which means either the prep and defensive fire phase that it goes through, and your first shit draw is black. And a lot of people were trying to figure out, does that mean you don't have to do the extra draw, or do you do the extra draw if necessary, and so on and so forth. But after discussion came out that the extra draws do count against you. So even though you have battery access, if you make that extra draw, or if you place your artillery request in a spot where you do not have LOS, you lose battery access. So it doesn't guarantee it based on those factors there. So, but the problem came into the definition of fire mission, whether the fire mission is the point of contact and the point of drawing an access card. Obviously, you don't have a fire mission if you don't have access. So that's kind of beside the point there. So black chit means you have access, and that's the start of your fire mission. The definition in the fire mission in the back is when your FFE-C is on the board. Well, you know, if you cancel it, so I think it's the potential of the FFE-C to be on the board. I think that's kind of the general idea there. Because I actually don't know too many times where the actual FFE would be canceled during a normal game. Mostly people have a specific spot they want to drop it down. Not really limited. There's lots of firing going on. But as you see in this one, the Norwegians keep the concealment, and so therefore it generates that extra chit draw. They don't want to fire until they see the reds of their eyes, or the whites of their eyes for the Germans. The reds if they're on, you know, happy juice. So anyway, lengthy discussion on that. I think it was resolved okay. We kind of restarted the scenario and did it again to make sure everything was kind of up to par. So, great scenario. Brits come on, defend against the Germans on the right side. Norwegians want to try and defend against the bridge as best they can. You'll see my plan. I go into detail on it right at the beginning of the scenario for 10 or so minutes. If you want to bypass that, you don't care about my plan, just go to the beginning of the game. But you'll miss the whole point of, you know, the strategy and the thought processes behind my actions and what I was doing. I actually, out of the 8 squads I had initially, I had 2 defending the bridge, and the rest of them defending against the Russians or the Germans coming in from the north side. So with that, play at double speed, time and a half, 0.25, whatever speed's good for you. You can adjust the speed in it if you don't know how. If you don't know how, click on the little buttons, click around your YouTube thing, and find out where they are. I think it's like the triple dot, and increase the speed to a speed that you are comfortable in watching with, in case you don't have 85 hours during the day, but or want to get through it during your lunchtime. You can speed at double speed, time and a half hour, piece of cake. All right, enjoy the replay. I think it was a pretty decent game, to be honest with you. Lots of little things happening here and there, lots of good firefights, and I think we both had a good time at it. But things happen, and you'll see some of the different strategies that come out. All right, thanks a lot. All right, before we get started, I want to show you how to get to the special VASSAL template scenario card thing, simply because people are, you know, anti whatever. But ASLplayers.net or ASLplayers.net, do a search, you'll find it. I have it as a short button here. It takes you to Neil Euland's site. He has a lot of after action reports posted here, as you guys can see here. Tons of stuff listed. He's got different, he modifies each of the pictures, puts his own pictures in there, or pictures of the scenario. Shitload of work in this particular site, as most website guys do. What you're looking for is right above me, the VASSAL Bling, the scenario info generator right here. He also has it down here as an addition. And guess what? Over on the left-hand side, I had to squeeze it down. VASSAL table generator. It'll take you to this page right here. So you want it horizontal, you want it vertical, and what font do you want? He has 3 different fonts. Russo 1. You may not have that font, so go Arial or Verdana, doesn't matter. Choose whatever orientation you want. Scenario ID, yada yada. Scenario name, yada yada yada. The date, location, that's all going to be bling for the extra box. Then you go your name or whatever pseudonym you want to go by, your nationality. Most nationalities are taken into effect right here. You pick it, your ELR, your sniper, your opponent's name or pseudonym, his or her nationality, ELR, number of turns. As you see, it goes to 15. If you're playing 15, that's a lot. It goes 1 to 15 turns. You enter the victory conditions right here, and then you show hide HTML. You don't care about this. All you care about is the button that shows up next to it. Copy it to clipboard. When you copy it to clipboard and you go into VASSAL and you drag your label down, which I'll show you later, you'll see right at the beginning of the game, you'll see it. You drag a label down from the overlays, and it says label. You clear out the label, and you press Control V. All of this crap right here, all of this will be populated in there, so you don't have to type it. Obviously, you're not going to type this. And you'll be ready to go with the sort of, this is exactly what it's going to look like right here, down here on the, actually, or after some finagling, here's what you'll see on the bottom. Again, whatever your ELR might be, if you put in the data, you show hide, and this is exactly what it will look like. This is what you see is what you get. Turn and a half scenario. You got ELR 12, Sniper 7, ELR 99, Sniper 5. This is the weird language that we're looking at here, dates and times. Wonderful presentation. Your chits can go into here. Your other counters can go here. You don't have to track your counters here. You don't need extra bullshit. This is the basis of every single scenario. Any extra stuff you can get, you could pull out. All of those counters are in the same location of desert, PTO, Mars, whatever you want to deal with. This is what it will look like. And the best thing about it is sometimes you just throw your dead counters in these areas right here. That's what I do. Guys that die in the turn boxes are kind of big, so you could actually stick your kills in the top left and the other kills in the bottom right. So you can still do the turn kills on here pretty easily. So it's kind of fun. Very, very useful tool. I'm going to use it all the time, and it's just great to look at. It has insignias, you know, Free French, Ally Minor, his great logo here, his great old classic squad leader cover logo, VC. it's just a great tool. If you don't want to use it, you know, you've got the old 1 through 9 slot, and you can play with that. No big deal. Anyway, there it is. Enjoy the game, and we'll see you on the backside. All right, welcome to the pregame setup. I have already set up my forces. The Germans have set up their forces. The name of the scenario, obviously, has been covered, is J36, the Bridge of Verdalsora. I am playing the Allied miners, which are the Norwegians. And then you'll see on the bottom left-hand corner, these guys here are the British that are coming in. The second line troops, yeah, they have 8-1, Bisbee and Motson. The 7-0. I've already deployed one squad, and I'll tell you why I've deployed that particular squad in just a second. But I want to highlight Neil Yulin from ASL in Real Time. Excellent content creator. He has devised a nice turn record informational sheet scenario summary for your games. This is super ass easy to get. My opponent sent me his setup here with what you see here, because I have my defense. I sent the file to him. I linked to him, and literally within 30 seconds, I had the information on the board. You just fill in essentially a template, not a template, but a questionnaire. What side are you? What's the ELR? What's a sniper? What are the victory conditions? Where's the location? It doesn't take much, and they're by a line. You don't have to like click, click, click. You just tab, and you fill out all the information. Literally like 30 seconds. It cuts it down here. At 5.5 turns, it automatically does a half turn here. You can go the whole way 12 or 10 or whatever the hell the case may be. You just fill in the number of turns, and it fills it out for you. Very, very slick. You got to put in the reinforcement circle things right here. I use these for keeping track of turns. This is just to remind me to put my sniper out when it's turn 1. That's the best place to put it, to be honest with you. So when you're setting up, put your snipers on turn number 1. So therefore, when they put it on turn number 1, then you say, oh, there's a sniper in my way. I got to put it on the board. Works for me pretty good. These other counters here, you got to pull. No big deal. Do you need them? You do and you don't in some scenarios, but considering they're all in the same form or sheet or tab, it's not a big deal. I personally don't use this. I have my own tabs in the display, but you could put it there. That's a nice spot to put it. And other than vertical, he also has horizontal for the long boards like this. You could put it, make it horizontal, and you can move it around. You can shift click. Not there, not there, not there, not there. There's like a center spot. It's probably right. It's probably right on that stupid thing here. Yeah, right there. There's the center spot there. Shift click and you can move this thing around. Just like anything else that you might be adding. Oh, Jesus Christ. Are you really? All right. So we're going to put it there. Anyway, phase wheel, nice spot. Very cool graphics. On the horizontal. I guess it doesn't have it there. But yeah, victory conditions for this one here. All right. Germans got to cross the bridge. The Allies have 1, 2, 3, 8 squads defending. 8 squads, 4 medium machine guns. Count them, 4. 4 mediums. Pretty much those are going to be used for maybe like fire lanes, things like that. That when they give you so many damn machine guns, that's about the only thing I could think of. So the Germans win at game end by amassing 20 or, well, more than 20 exit victory points and or casualty victory points. So if they get the hell off the map and whatever they kill on the way, they score. Prisoners are worth double to the Germans, which plays a huge part in my setup and my plan. So they're worth double. So we'll go over that. Provided the Allies amass less than 13 casualty victory points. So if the Allies amass 13 points or more, the Germans just lose. It's like an insta loss. So that's my objective. Simply because they put a limitation on the Germans, I'm going to take advantage of that. I'm going to do some ass kicking instead of waiting to get my ass kicked by the Germans. They have lots of firepower. -2 liter, 82 millimeter mortar, 81 millimeter mortar, whatever the hell it is, 16 sharp, halved for area fire. OBA, you know, machine guns up the wazoo, They have like literally 3 portable mortars. So no, I'm not going to wait for the snake guys to kill me. I need to kill first. So the Germans only score the exit victory points by exiting off this edge over here. Hopefully I got the right size. Yeah, exiting off of this edge over here. So the Germans want to come on here, kick everybody's ass in this area or wherever they may be, and they simply skedoodle off the edge of the map. Usually all the cowardly Germans I've seen play just kind of zigzag their way through and run off that way. You could do that. What's the fun in that, though? So, that's pretty simple. Get across the bridge, take a right, you're scot-free. Simply because it's 20 points. There's so many points across the road. We've got, well, 1 point for there, 2, 4, 6, 9 points on Felix himself right here. This guy's at 9 points by himself. And that's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. That's 17. So it doesn't take much to get off the board in terms of 20 points. It just doesn't. But, of course, you've got the problem of 5 hexes of the bridge to get across. And you have 7 squads coming on this side over here. I know they're pretty small. We'll zoom in here in just a second here. But I wanted to get the big picture. So he has 7 squads coming on the right-hand side. He's going to have them coming on this side here. All right. I could probably make that bigger. This side here will be coming on. Another key distinction in why my setup is as it is. And so let's go into that setup. So he comes on turn 2. My Brits come on turn 1 on the bottom, like right here. Those 3 hexes there. The Brits can come on through there. And he comes on between here and here. So comes on from the right, goes to the left. I come on smack dab in the middle, go to the right. Now in this particular scenario, the Allies, now here's where I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So anyway, love the template on the left, ASL in real time, go to that site. You'll be able to just click on, there's like a little button, picture, whatever you want to do, click on it. It will send you to the page and you just fill in the details and then copy the HTML, drop it down the label, drop it down on one of these. Let's see, where is it? Hit label, get rid of that crap, Control V, because you've copied it, and then you're good to go. Simple as that. And then you just drag it wherever you want. Good to go. I wish VASSAL templates would do the same sort of thing. It's a little more clunkier. I love VASSAL templates, but getting the scenario information, there's like 15 different boxes. So it could be a little clunkier, and the base color of the scenario title is like gray for whatever god reason. So I always have to go in there and change that color. That's kind of a pain in the ass. But I'd love to have a drop-down color change for that. So let me get rid of this. Delete. Yeah, that would be nice. All right. So Germans coming across the road, right? They got a mortar. They've got another mortar. They've got a 4 or 5 squads here. They've got 16 firepower. They've got 16 firepower, -2, -1. 81 millimeter mortar is going to be dropping smoke, likely. And then you've got an OBA, which is likely, scenario special rule will go over that, which is going to be likely dropping smoke as well. Simply because I'll have like 10 concealments. Most of my guys will generate that extra chit draw when you're calling in your OBA because they are not known to you. And you'll draw the extra chit draw, and everyone's like really paranoid about drawing that. It's like, yeah, whatever, it happens. So if it's a good spot, if it can make your fight for you, then you take the extra chit draw. So given that, trying to avoid either A, FFEs or being nullified by smoke and then getting your ass kicked by the German in close combat. Don't want to do that. I really don't think I can keep the bridge, but we'll go into that. So I've got a whole bunch of, let me zoom in on my side over here. Can you guys see that? I'm going to zoom into 120. All right. So here is my setup. I'm going to scooch the thing over here just a little bit, okay? So Germans are coming down the bridge here. I do get us a roadblock to set up. I'm going to reduce this. I think that gets reduced anyway. I put my roadblock right there. I modified the roadblock. I hate the stupid white counters. I'm done with that sort of crap. I modify my own counters, save it my own file, play my own game. So again, if you want that, if you want a modified file with the turrets, special rec counters, the roadblocks like this, wires very much like this as well, where it's just the black and you could see it in any sort of terrain, so it's not that big a deal. I think I've got motorcycles and I've got horses as well, whited out. So no more white on the background of those stupid counters. So when you drop them off, you don't even know what terrain it is. Like the gust here, you drop it off here. What the hell's in a hex? I'm not playing that crap anymore. I have the knowledge to adjust the counters and save it my own file. You'll see your old crappy counters. I get to see my pretty new counters. Yeah, I'm tired of having to fight the map. Fighting the map is the worst thing, because when you take that shot, oh wait, there's a horse in the way, and oh Jesus Christ, that's like a level 5 hex or something like that. You know, whatever. So, lots of dummy counters for me. The ones I moved here, these guys are concealed. This guy is known. This guy is known. You can't look at the bottom stack because they're out of line of sight. And I think that was about it. Everyone else, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. Maybe I had 12 concealments. I'm not sure. Maybe another one of these stacks. I think another one of these stacks was unknown or something like that. I don't even recall. It's been a couple days. So at the beginning of the game, I'll gain concealments for him, and guess what? Guess what he has? Boom! He's gonna have 2 medium machine guns. Again, first turn of the game, he's gonna go rally phase, 2 machine guns, do that sort of crap. He's gonna gain a concealment here. So I don't know about you, but the entire ploy was to make him think that, you know, lots of stuff was up on the bridge. So maybe he goes slower, a little bit slower across the bridge, because there's so much shit that's going to blast him when he gets here. And maybe this is a bluff on the side, maybe not. But maybe this is kind of a bluff. I don't know. I can put some dummies under it. You never know. That would be a good bluff to make. You know, put 1 squad and then 3 dummy counters under him, and then you could put a thing on top. So, but over here, pretty simple. If he smokes here, which most likely he will, I need fire lanes. You simply need fire lanes in this game to even have any sort of semblance of chance. You cannot stack up mano-y-mano to the Germans in this one here. So roadblock back here. Roadblock here is a complete waste of time. If you put the roadblock here, all that's going to do is help the Germans, because you have to jump here, and guess what? You're going to be within 6 hexes of any firepower over there. So if you bump the roadblock a little bit further, at least his squads are going to be half firepower. I was actually thinking about putting the roadblock back here and then having my medium machine gun at that location. So 11 hexes about right here. And this would be, I think, 13 hexes. 11, 12, 13. Yeah, I think I would go to here. So guess what happens at 13 hexes? Yeah. Out of range of all of his squads, and all of his medium machine guns are half firepower. So if I set up guy up here and then jump here concealed, he's gonna have long range machine gun, 2 firepower, and he's gonna have half firepower because he's concealed. He's gonna have his kill stack is going to be 1 firepower. 1 firepower. -2 leader on that makes it a 1 even. I'll take that all day. I'll take that all day. Anyway, we didn't do that. We put it up here. Same sort of reasoning. I put it here just so he's going to get shot the whole way. If you put the roadblock here, he can stick a stack here and just sit there. You essentially just gave him a +2 building right behind. And you can't see anything down the row. I don't want to be there. I want to be here. If you're here, you're in line of sight to the mortar, radio, and everything known to God. Every single German unit has line of sight to that hex. You don't want to be in that hex. But we'll see. With some exceptions, and you'll see that. So, dummy. Pretty much a dummy. He's my leader. And he's just simply here to move my medium later in case I need to move it somewhere, wherever, or rally the guy. I don't care about these guys. These guys are going to live and die. He is pseudo-dummy. I mean, to be honest with you, 99% of the squad leader players will put dummies up here just to generate a fire attack there. Reasonable, right? But if you think the opponent's going to do that, would you fire on it? That's why I put an actual unit there. Thinking that maybe he won't fire on it because that's too obvious that it's a dummy, so we'll just tally on down the road. And then, you know, I took that chance. Plus the concealment there, you never know. If he's going to fire the big boy stack on me, you know, it's going to be 8 even. Yeah, whatever. But it stops his stack from moving. That's 1 out of 6 turns that he does not get to move. And that's all I care about. 1 out of 6 German turns. So if he's not moving, he's not exiting. He might be able to kill him. 2 victory points. Don't care. Again, how many victory points did we count up in this hex? 2, 4, 6, and 3 more for this guy. That's 9 victory points. It's practically half in 1 stack. He gets that off, not a problem. So the more he fires, the better off I am. And again, let's go to the right side. This is the crux of my defense. This is the crux of my plan. Remember, if he takes 13 points in casualty victory points, he loses. Straight up. I don't care if he gets everybody off and the rest of my guys die. He loses. So, take a look at the right-hand side of the board. And hex row R is in play. Don't cut it in half to make it look like a half map. Extend that thing out to a full hex row. Cutting it in half is going to be a pain in the ass. The counter's going to be hanging off the board. Just fill it out. You could fill it out in the scenario selection. Just do that. And if you're not familiar with that, become familiar with that. When you're looking at your maps and creating maps, click out all the little buttons and bullshit like that so you start learning what VASSAL can actually do for you. This is what it can do for you. It can give you another half of a hex and fill out those hexes so you don't have to deal with half hexes. So I do get these British coming on here. So what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, essentially 4 squads, 2 leaders, minus 1 leader. You know, Bisbee's gonna have to earn his keep. I'm gonna start him here, bypass this way, and occupy locations here. Say, Stu, that's pretty stupid because he's not gonna go in the open ground. Yeah, he might. He might, because I'm gonna jam all my guys over here. I'm gonna put Bisbee and 2 squads in that location. And then the other leader, Motley, I think Motley, in this location with the other squads. And the half squads. Because if he happens to do like the half squad shuffle, then he'll jump, 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 jump. And maybe put a half squad there. Residual, 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 or residual of these 2 hexes. Then he has to come over here. And I've got residual from the 447. Essentially, they're just spray firing the whole damn bottom of the map to force him to come here. Plus, he knows the Brits are real. Every single brown counter on the game is a real unit. He doesn't know if these guys are real. That's the kicker. So, shove my guys in these buildings, and then what these guys are going to do? He is going to stay on level 1. Why is he on level 1 instead of ground level? What the hell's the difference? Well, the difference is I've got my 1 squad, 2 mediums, and best leader over here right by this woods that you see there. This unit has LOS to that location. Anybody bypassing the backside is going to get shot with a 4-2. He has 8 morale. He might be able to withstand it, but I might get lucky. And open ground, 1 height level advantage, and I could shoot at this location from this location as well. Plus, he has line of sight down into the gully, into the gully, into the gully. He does not have line of sight into that gully. Don't really care, because we'll see what happens. This unit, this squad, these 2 squads are going to occupy these locations to get point-blank shots on anybody coming here. If he wants to advance phase on, fine. I'm still going to get first shot on him anyway. I just want to drain his concealment. Maybe if I get lucky on a shot, jump him into close combat with concealment, kill him in close combat. All I'm doing, if I could swap 1 for 1 squad over here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and then one of my Brits is 16 or 14. Win. A 1 for 1 exchange over here in close combat is straight up victory for the Allies. That's the plan. I don't give a crap if the Germans get across the bridge. I gotta be honest with you. If they come across here, what happens? If they kill everything in this area, they get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points, which means they have to exit 15 or 16 points off the map. So if they exit 16 points off the map, guess what? They can't reinforce these guys over here that are getting their ass kicked. So if the Germans want to gain more victory points, these guys aren't in the best positions because he's kind of like pickled. He could be scrunched in that corner. We'll see what happens with that. So, but if he goes to the left, once he comes across a bridge, he's not going to be able to exit the map. So that means that he has to get these victory points to make it worth his while. Should he do that? My opinion, I don't think he should do that. Let's say he takes one squad. Let's say he takes 2 squads and an 8-1 leader to kill these guys over here. 2 squads, 8-1 leader. 6 victory points. He could have exited off the map. How much is he going to get for these guys? 4 points. That's a win. Simple math. That's a win for me. I don't care if they die. If he takes these guys off and they don't exit, it's a win. And then same thing with these guys down here. He's got to go from here to here, and from here to here, he's not going to make it in 2 to 3 turns. He's just not going to make it. So that's the plan. Let's see how it develops. My plan is to get most of my points from the guys coming on, because as you see at the end of turn 1, we'll revisit it. Okay, but that's the plan. Long-winded, a bunch of bullshit, double speed, you know, the whole gig. So let's back it up. Again, and the special rule that he has, radio contact is automatic for the first mission, and he automatically draws a black chip. So he can call in the mission, he's got contact, and he'll maintain contact as long as the mission's on the map. So once he loses the mission, mission's gone. And so that's it. And then you just draw normally. It says 8 black, 3 red. So we're going to step through here. So he drops some smoke. He gets ready to fire with his mortar, plops 2 smoke there. What does that do for me? Can't see shit. That's why we have this machine gun over here, because this machine gun can't see anything and can't even fire. He can't even drop a fire lane. That's what this guy's for. My fire lane is going to go up the side, and you'll see what happens with that one. So I didn't expect him to get 2, so that's pretty cool. So he's looking at units. He's dropping mortar shots on those guys there. I think he plops the AR down below there, as you see. Let me move this over just a little bit. I don't want to block too much. I'm the whole way over already. All right, so we'll just continue. So the SR, it doesn't land, but it plops right there. He still sees the blast height, so he's good to go. Not a big deal. This guy prep fires. My guy, by concealment's lost, and the mortar start opening up on him. I think we got a lot of pins here. It was like Pin City, it seemed like. So we got some prep fires. Let me scoot up a little bit. So all of his guys are prep firing. So that means nobody is moving across the bridge, which helps. Because if he's not moving, here we go here. So he moves the first unit. It's a half squad. I don't really care what it is. I just need to drop residual. This unit on top will fire. Unfortunately, he got pinned. And so that's going to be a 2 firepower at a 5 range. On this unit here, it's going to have a couple, well, no hindrances because it's not the same level. It's going to be 2 + 1 because he's not down the road, because the TEM of the bridge. So that'll just leave a residual firepower of 1, simply because the hindrances don't apply because I'm a higher level. So we take that shot there. I can zoom in a little bit. There we go. This got, nothing happens on the right hand side. And then we plop down our fire lane. I recommend you guys use the arrows for the fire lanes. This is just a dashed arrow. I saw another player, another team of players playing the game, say, "Hey, that's pretty damn simple." I was going to make my own little fire lane that can go like that, but you know, again, kind of clutter. This works perfectly fine. And what you do is you simply just put the residual firepower on either side of that line where your firepower is. So if it's on the left-hand side at the end, then it's alternating on the left-hand side. If it's on the right-hand side, it's alternating on the right-hand side. So Not a big deal. You know exactly which hexes are the alternating hexes, because those are the ones that are touching the line. So I think it's pretty straightforward. I don't recall who put that down there, but I think it was brilliant, and I appreciate them having an open mind. See, right there, I put my fire lane counter here, so it's going to be on the top side, which means it's going to hit this hex, and not that hex because it's out of last sight, and that's about it. It's going to hit both of these hexes. So what's the firepower here? This shot is going to hit the hindrance here, and it's going to hit the TEM of the bridge. So we're going to have a +1 bridge, +1 hindrance, and -1 non-assault movement for the initial shot. So after that, because the bridge is a hard hindrance and it's going to hit the bridge here, this is part of the fire lane, and it's going to hit the hindrance there. It's going to have a 1+1 modifier to the hindrance in this location. So all the guys going through that location will have a 2+1 from the fire lane and a 1-2 from the residual firepower on the 458. At least I think I did those correctly. So 1-2. To be honest with you, the 1-2 is more dangerous than the 2+1. So you know, that one's kind of awkward, because the one is not a fire lane, is not affected by the hard hindrances, and he didn't have any hindrances on the initial shot. You say, Stu, why don't you put the 7-0 with him so he doesn't cower? I don't give a shit. I simply don't. I'm not afraid of the 1 and 6 cowering. I just don't care. You know, don't really give a shit. Guess what? If he fires there and he cowers and I don't get to place the fire lane, guess what? It's going to have 1 residual in it. Well, maybe. Yeah, maybe like it. 1 or 0, but it doesn't matter. It's already got 1 in it right now. But 1 and 6, you know, the deception gained from here outweighs the 1 in 6 chance, the 16% chance of a cower. Again, I don't play my game on the bad odds, the very low percentage odds that you're going to have. If I roll snake eyes, the guy's dead anyway. So that's another point that I get. I work on the other one. So it's an 84% chance that he'll be fine. So I'll take those odds any day. I'll put 20 bucks, 84% chance I'll double it. Boom. 84, double it, walk home with my money. So, and that's what I do. I mean, just there's no reason to cry about, you know, hey, if he rolls a snake eyes, then I'll lose the game. Well, Jesus, it's snake eyes. You should lose the game. So, but anyway, I blast him. And I don't think anything happens to us. Here we talk about the bouncing Betty. We talk about hindrances and hard hindrances and things like that. So, and I get a first fire on him. Pins the first guy. He's 6th. He pins. You know, he rolled pretty high for that. Pins the first guy. Second guy. I don't even know what the dice roll was. I think I just break him. Get like a more. On all these mostly shots, I got morale checks, normal morale checks. I've rolled 5s and 6s. Again, 1-2, you roll a 6. That's a morale check. You know, 2+1, you roll a 5. It might be a pintask check. You know, those aren't impossible rolls to make. Plus, with the volume of units he has going over there, you know, it's going to happen. So he breaks. Not a big deal. I don't care that he breaks. It's slow. Again, just slowing him down. And then we're just talking about hindrances. Oh, my sniper's in the water. Just so I can get closer to his guys. So this guy's jamming. I subsequent first fire on my guy up there, and he makes it the whole way. He CXs the whole way. So he makes it the whole way here. You know, piece of cake. He's right in my face now. He's in my grill. I can't fire on him, and I don't want to final protector fire this guy. First of all, it's going to be like 2+3, so that's a complete waste of time. So there's no shot to be had there. There's no shot to be had here. But the best thing about it, the shot coming back from him, irrelevant, because he's in smoke. Good cover. More guys are running down the road. He's fine. Again, he's fine. The next 248, I think, next squad, I think I don't know what happens. There's a stack of death going on here. He breaks. See, now it's all stacked up. So if he moved any other squad through there, I think somebody ELR'd or broke. Anyway, let me see, where's the casualty been? Yeah, I got 1 half squad. 1 half squad dead from that. I think he rolled a 12 for morale check or something like that. But the rest of the guys broken, pinned, you know, stuff like that. Pin's great. Pin's great because he's not moving. And he's half firepower, so he really can't return fire on you. So Pin is great. Pin is just about, it's like half broken. So, I think he's worried about, I'm not sure what phase this is. This might be route phase. Yeah, it's route phase because we're determining where he can go. He can go to pretty much any of the wooded building locations. They're all 4 MF away. This is overstacked, but it's 4 MF, so he can go here, he can go here, he can go here, he can go here. So he can go to any location. He's only going to go there. You're not going to go across the other way. There's no leader next to him. So he does have his leaders placed rather well, so he can accommodate any potential rally problems. Conrad goes back to rally, and the leader in the orchard jumps over with the kill stack. So where are we on turn? Let me move this over a little bit so I can see what type of phase it is. I set up my guys. Must be the allies turn 1. So let's back up a little bit. These guys are going to bust ass. Again, the plan is to bust ass over here to set up for this incoming turn 2 defense or turn 2 attack. So we just stack them up there. I don't care about the bridge. Don't really care. I want to kill German units coming on. Both of our snipers are 4, so there should be a lot of sniper activity. And my guys just bust ass. You know, these guys, they just assault move just in case he has some sort of wonky LOS. I don't want to get too crazy with that. All they're doing is slipping across the road. You know, they're going to go have a nice nice lunch at the diner across the street. They heard they have a good special of sandwiches and some really fresh tea this morning, so let's go over there. Some fresh fish too as well. Maybe some fish tacos, whatever. I moved my unit down here. I don't want to move him here. What's the point? I assault move him down here for what? What's the plan? Remember the plan, right? Kill as many units as possible. Trade 1 for 1. I don't give a shit. 1 for 1, I win. What do we see here? If I advance down here, what's in those locations? Smoke. He can't see me. I can't fire on him. He can't fire back on me. With anyone in his OB. He is immune to fire at that location. For the most part. I guess you could drop an FFE on him. The FFE over here is going to be, I think, smoke FFE. But anyway, assault move over here. And look what we have there. We have a CX unit that I'm going to jump into close combat. There's not going to be any ambush. I'm going to jump him. And I'm going to try to kill him. That's the plan. And we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second. So, yeah, there's smoke FFE. Yes, there's no smoke in the water. We don't care. I think that we can keep track of that. It's not a big deal. It's not rocket science. It's just ASL. So now I've put my medium machine gun behind the roadblock. So we've got a roadblock right here, medium machine gun here. And guess what will happen in the prep fire phase next turn? You're right. The smoke will dissipate to an extent. It will be a +4 fire on the initial shot. I don't care about the initial shot. It's the 15 other hexes that he's going to be running through. So, these guys advance over here. Let me scoot down over here. They advance to their final positions. And Axelson moves under this unit here for movement, rally, whatever purposes. Plus, if these units happen to break from any sort of fire from here, I don't expect him to kind of come here, maybe like a half squad. This is my anticipation. I anticipated him to come heavy here, and then a couple guys here, and maybe a guy here, like a advance onto the gully at the end of the turn or some crap like that. I don't have a lot here. I don't have a lot here. I put him here in case these guys break. I don't want my leader across the road. These guys, if they break, they're going to be adjacent to an enemy unit. So I got to route them away from anybody. So pretty much it has to go here or over this location over that way. You know, so over this location, you know, if he comes up here, that's going to be interdictable hex. not good. But I think we have 7 morale on the broken side. So I don't know if I want to move there. I want to get to my leader. Is it the best spot? Probably not. But that's where he is. And that's the plan we're sticking with. And again, the double machine guns here. Say, Stu, what the hell are you doing double machine guns? You can't use them both in his inherent firepower. Yeah, I don't really care. I'm firing double machine guns because if he gets to these locations and what's across the road, double fire lane. I could punch a double fire lane down here. 8 firepower, -1. Let's say he drops smoked across the road. You know, how did the chicken go across the road? It's going to be +2, -1 not assault movement, -1 leader. It's going to be 8 even on anybody crossing the road through smoke. 8 even, I'll take. 7 is a 1 morale check. Double fire lane, then it's going to be 2 -1. Or 2 -2, depending on where it is with the smoke. 2 -1 is the exact same thing I'm going to get up here, but I'll have double fire lanes on that side over there. The double whammy, straight down the road. And what do we have down here? We got the Brits kicking ass in this building. This is a very key building to have. Level 2, it can look at everything in the town. And it has 2 wooden buildings right next to it. I really don't want him to move right there. This is what I'm extremely afraid of. This is the most vulnerable spot of this particular thing. Even though those are known units, there's only 4 squads there. He could hammer 3 and 3. He'd be 6 to 4. Maybe one of these is real. So 6 to, you know, but he's across the road. You know, +1 hindrance, +2 building, +3. 4 +3 is nothing. So I was afraid that he'd go here, but I was kind of ready for it. That's why this guy's back here. So even if this guy breaks, he can go back this location, and he can still defend the building somewhat, like point blank shots. That's the plan. Big risk though, but high risk, high reward. I wanted to try to win the game by turn 3, and we'll see how that happens. So my guys are just kind of moving around. I took one of the dummy units because he had 2 under him. Actually, 1 dummy unit under him. I just ran the dummy unit over here, act like it's a real unit. Half squad, probably. So that's my final position. Oh, I'm a close combat here. I killed him. He got a casual reduction. So I'm up 3 points at this point. Let's look at the casualty bin. Allies 3, Axis 1. Looking good. Looking good. I need 10 more points and I win. I got 3 points on turn 1. 10 more points and I win. And guess what else this happens? Guess what else happens when this occurs? You're right. He blocks the exit. He blocks the way for the Germans to come across the bridge. He can't get across the bridge this turn. Unless there's a KIA on that unit. Not going to happen when he's in +3 smoke. Maybe the big boy 16 firepower over here can shoot it, but he's going to be hitting a hindrance and +2 smoke and +1 TEM. That looks like a +4 to me. -2 leader, 16 +2, not going to kill me. So he's going to block all the Germans coming on the road. It's like a double win right there. I can move and get on him for free because of all the smoke, which you need to place anyway, to be honest with you. You just got to place smoke there because otherwise you guys will really die. And then he's CX, so I got to take that chance. That's the only time I'm going to take that chance. Next turn, he won't be CX'd. And then it's just straight up 5s. I can't roll 5. I might be able to roll like a 6, you know, whatever. So I think I roll like a 4 or something like that. Just straight up killed him. So I got lucky, you know. I got lucky. And so I took, there's some dead units. These are the dead remains from like squads and stuff like that. Pretty funny. And I colored them in. I colored my own personal ones in. They're all red, you know, blood flowing everywhere. And so now I got a wall of bodies. Made a couple bad jokes about the wall of bodies. So now he sets up his units on the right hand side. And during this part of the turn, his sniper will go up to 4 on turn 2 as soon as these guys come on. These guys come on, they'll go up to 4. So he's just setting up his units. Let me just fly through this. Now they're all concealed. And we're talking about more dispersed smoke. So smoke only goes by 3. So he just doubles up the smoke there. And And it kind of caught the sniper counter, so I was kind of dicking around with the sniper counter. So he preps fires on me. I'm in good shape. All these guys try and blast him. He gets pinned, which means essentially I have 0 firepower. And guess what? MMG opens up on the first unit to move. That'll be +2, +2, and then non-assault movement. He's not in the open, so that'll be a 4 +3. Again, I don't care about the cowering. I'll take my chances. 1 and 6, he's going to cower. I don't care. If I roll, well, I can't roll an 11. 11 breaks it down. If I roll a 9, 10, and it's not double 5s, I don't care what the initial result is because he still has to move through all those hexes. The first shot is irrelevant. It just is. And so I dropped down a 2 fire lane. Yeah, pretty cool. Again, I really like the arrows. Kind of works out really well. So I get a kill on that one. I think casual. I think I roll a 3 on that one. Straight up kills him. 4 points out of my 13 needed to win. This 248 comes down over here. I am not going to shoot at a 248. A 248 moving, most of the time they do break my guys, but I'm going to ignore him. I'm going to let him go. I want the meat. I want a full squad, victory points, 2 points a shot, nothing more. Plus he's CX'd. Got nothing to worry about. And both of those units, if no other units move, both of those units that I just highlighted can rip this guy a new one. So, not worried about it. That's what the little ding, 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 ding is going on. The little bouncing Betty. So he moves the unit on over here. I reveal the unit to make it real because he didn't assault move. Half squad, I don't care. Guess what? I could jump half squad in close combat, but do I fire on him? I guess I do fire. Yeah. I fire on him to leave residual firepower. 1 squad. I think I rolled a 12. And so I wanted to leave 4 residual. I ended up leaving 2. It's like, better than nothing. Then he goes in there. Random selection for loss of concealment. He bounces off 1 unit. And then these guys fire over there. Just the top guy, because I wanted to keep my concealment for close combat next round. And I just want to drop some residual so he takes free shots. He moves in there, non-assault movement. It's going to be 2 even. I'll just take 2 even shots. They're not great, but that's it. So the top guy does bypass P9. So there's the LOS there. I pop his shot there. It's going to be a 4 -2. I get lucky and break the unit in bypass. So he'll remain in bypass at the end of the defensive. At the end of, yeah, technically he'll enter the location. Units start moving. He moved those guys on to get the sniper up to 4, which was smart. So all he has to do is move one of those guys on, and then sniper goes up to 4. So that was pretty cool. That was a good idea. So guys start moving across the road. Pop, 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 pop. Pin, pin, pin. That guy, like, runs the whole way. He doesn't give a shit about the residual. The mortars, I think that was a pin. Yeah, I think they just get pinned. To be honest with you, that's a better shot that I had the first turn. Less effect. So I wasn't a handicapper. You know, the free shots over there. Nobody comes down bot with the Brits. Nobody comes down bot with the Brits. Surprised me, but that just means, like, what the hell do I do with the Brits now? You know, sort of. I didn't anticipate that, to be honest with you. So it's like, what the hell do I have Brits now? And I put the grid over here. You could find this grid in one of the folders. I thought I knew exactly where he was, but as you see here, once I put it on there, it's like, oh, where the hell is he? Is it that hex or this hex? It helps visualize it a little bit more. I would suggest you guys use it if you're studs and you're brainiacs, and you can use it without it, you know, whatever. But for those of us that like a little aid to go there, then you can do it. So since he was half and half, I didn't know which direction he was. I assumed it was something like this. Excuse me, something like this anyway. It's neither here nor there. I must have got a casual reduction on that shot, on my first fire shot here. That was an 8+2, and I think I got like a morale check, and he might have rolled 12. So now where are we on the casualties? 6. We have 6 victory points already in turn 2. We need how many? 7. 7 more points. And the other guys haven't even gotten on. My machine guns haven't even fired. This half squad hasn't been killed. And my guy is still blocking the bridge. blocking the bridge. He's doing a damn good job at it, too, to be honest with you. This is the MVP. They can't get across. He's going to get blasted, but his job is to delay them. My guy's first fire, the first fire is pretty much ineffective. He keeps his guys off. He'll advance them on. So I do a 16 -1 because it's point blank shot. I don't get jack shit. So all of his guys advance. I think, yeah, all these guys advance. They get CX up there. He actually routes. Actually, this is a pretty damn good route, to be honest with you. So from here to here, right? His destination is here, but he can't go closer to that guy. But he can route up here because he can't see anybody on this side. He could just choose like an open ground location. It's out of, you know, he's not going to be eliminated. So I thought that was kind of nice. It's kind of offered in an awkward spot, but I mean he can get to it. Oh, I guess he doesn't route right there. He routes later though. So, but it's really kind of a cool spot, to be honest with you. So, and my guy, oh, he jumps me into close combat, kills me. That's what I expected. They're all slowed up there. Now look at this. What the problem do I have to deal with now? A giant fire group, because when that smoke is going to be gone, there's going to be just a shitload of fire. But if he fires, he's not moving. If he makes a 16 firepower fire group there, on my unit here that's behind +2, then he's not moving. He's doing his job. He's stopping these units from getting across. Plus I have 2 dummy stacks here that might warrant him to drop. Oh, he's out of smoke on his mortar too, so he's got to drop OBA here or do something else or whatever. I don't know. All I'm going to do is shoot. My job's easy. Shoot at broken units, kill them, get points. To be honest with you, that's all the allies have to do. Shoot, kill broken units, get points. This guy comes on here. What's the danger here? Can't route. If he breaks, he dies. Technically, he can go up, but if he breaks, he dies. That's the point. That's the point of, if he wants that building, he's going to pay with it with a couple squads. He's going to pay. You're going to pay. Leader moves back over here. So if these guys route across, if he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then my leader can then advance on there. Because I said, oh shit, I have to go this way. Because this way is the line of sight to that unit right there. If you don't see that that's a clear line of sight, you've got another video to watch. Okay? That's a clear line of sight. Clear as a bell. So it's like, shit, I don't want to take interdiction. I have to go through this location. And because this unit is here, I can't route there. And I don't want to route up. Route up is just, he's just dead. Don't want to route up. I'd much rather take interdiction, give him a half squad. Not a big deal. And my Brits come across and try and reorganize. I don't even know where this guy's going. He's kind of going to reinforce the bridge, but I kind of want him to go over here and kick some ass. Bisbee's going to be kicking ass over here. This guy, simply because he's got a line of units, like, I might need to throw another half squad over there. So he comes from the back line. Not a problem. Again, another 16 -1. Jack shit on him. Matter of fact, I malfunctioned the weapon. I'm not sure why I started. I malfunctioned one of the medium machine guns. To be honest with you, I didn't really care. Because now I know where he is. And now I don't have to. Now I can move. Because I couldn't move without that. I mean, 8 portage points. That guy's not moving anywhere. So if that was one of those machine guns is mouthed, he can't use it against me. I'm just going to leave it there if I move. I don't really care. He does break him. Smack. Punches me in the nose. That's where he routes up at the top. You see where that location is there. The top right. I CX up here with my dummies. Because that would be 4 movement factors. It'd have to be CX. I jump the guy in the gully. Why'd I jump in the gully? Say, Stu, you just gave up a great defensive position. I don't care. There's 1 victory point waiting for me in the gully. CX. CX. I got a full squad and a leader. That's going to be 2 to 1, -2, no ambush. So I'm straight up going to get a shot. He's not going to slink away from me with some sort of BS ambush roll, because you know I roll 5s and 6s all day long. So I need to kill him. And guess what? I'm still point blank to this hex, point blank to that hex, point blank to this hex, and I can cover this road and this. So he's still got an FFE sort of style coverage of that area. He doesn't have LOS to this unit, doesn't have LOS to that unit, doesn't have LOS to actually anybody. Why not go kill him? And that's what we do, hopefully. And we do. I think I rolled like a 5 or so. I rolled exactly what I needed to do to kill him. It was like a 7 or something like that. Because a casual reduction will kill him. Over here, same thing. This is my plan. It worked out well. Jump him into close combat with a concealed unit, but I roll a 6 and he rolls a 4, so no ambush. So it's like, yeah, it sucks. And so I happen to get lucky again. My close combats have been very effective so far. I've killed 2, 3, 5 points in close combat by turn 2. And I get lucky on that guy. He misses me, fortunately. And so let's take a look at the casualty bin just to be sure. 9 points. 9 points on German turn 3. Okay. Looking real tight for the Germans. The Germans got to tiptoe their way to victory here. Got to tiptoe their way to victory. Again, none of my guys are revealed. Not revealed. He's there. He's there. Not revealed. Not revealed. Is this guy dummy? I don't know what the hell he is. You know? So, not all my guys are revealed. And try to rally a couple units. The FFE's gone. He tries to plop down another AR. Oh, he's going to put it on my guy over there. Those are concealed. So, he's got to draw an extra chit, and it lands way over there. He missed. The extra chit draw is black. And then he blasts him with his big stack over there. So, yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. But there's not much I can do. There's a giant smoke thing in my face. So those guys prep on me. Prep. A lot of preps going on. And, you know, not a lot of results on the prep fire for both sides for most of the scenario. So other prep fire, other guys on the bridge prep fire. I think the mortars are just blasting stuff. They rush forward. All these guys rush forward. Of course, I got jack shit. That was about it. I'm not sure if my gun cowered or whatever. I think it malfunctioned. Yes. My gun malfunctioned. It was breakdown 11. So my gun mouthed on the 11. No fire lane. No residual. No nothing. And so for me to fire, that squad was first fired. The only thing he can do is fire one as a subsequent first fire. And guess what? One firepower doesn't leave any residual. So I've got no residual on the bridge. Fortunately, most of his guys prep fired. And he kind of needed to do that anyway. This guy, I get to shoot this guy up here. Range of 7. Maybe he defensive fired. Yeah, I defensive fired him. Do I pin him? Yeah, I get a little pin. You know, keep him honest. Shots in the stack over here. This was just like a massive firefight on the right-hand side. We exchanged fire for like 3 turns solid. And just nothing really came about it. He mouths one of his machine guns. Everybody's ready to cross because now I've got no medium. No nothing. All these guys are on the map. So everybody's on the map. So we'll keep the view here. So can't see him. He gets concealment because he's out of line of sight. Those guys are broken, so those guys get concealment too. So I stay there for 1 turn. And again, prep firing guys in the bottom right. Down over here. 12 up 1. 8 up 0. Can't get anything. Pins, this, that, and the other. I think 1 guy breaks. And Motzon's going to be the stud. Motzon's coming over here. Guess what? 248. You guessed it. What am I going to do there? Say, Stu, why are you moving up there? You going to take a point blank shot? I'm not even going to fire on him. I am not even going to fire on this unit. My job is to kill him, not to break him. If he breaks, he goes and runs away. I don't want to break him. I want to kill him. I'm not sending Motzon in. Motzon's the man that got him over. By the way, I love the British troop representation. I just love those counters. Just way from back across the Crescendo of Doom. Anyway, I'm gonna have 8 firepower. Unfortunately, it's gonna be an ambush. 8 firepower to 2, 4 to 1. Should be able to nab myself a little half squad. I should be able to nab a little half squad. The 248 comes over. I had a half squad here that he CR'd up there. I think I roll a 12 again or some bullshit like that. He's just a backup. Just a backup. You know, jump somebody close combat, block somebody movement, something like that. I take a shot over here. I move Axelson over here because I figure, oh, I could scoot into that building now, backside, because I could start stacking them up, and Axelson can be on the bottom part right here. That way, if those guys break, they don't have to vacate the building. And I think I'm going to split them up. I finally get smart, and I split all my units up. Concealed unit goes to a level 1. I'm going to move this guy to a level 1 at the end of the turn. And it's going to look like guards counterattack with all those 447 stacked up across the street. So that's what we're going to do. That's why you play guards counterattack, to get little tidbits of information like that going on there. So go play stop the video and go play guards counterattack. Come back, then you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So those guys are DM'd. He final fires, bum 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 bum, keeps shooting the shit out of those guys, and he does cause my guy go to berserk. You say, Stu, he shouldn't have done that. I said, I don't give a shit. He needs victory points. He's low on VP, and I'm high on VP. Again, it's all situational. He has 3. I have 9. He needs 20. I need 13. I'm much closer to the game victory than he is. He probably needs to take that shot to double break them to kill them. Those are free victory points. That's a 1 free victory point, plus the medium's out of commission. That's the problem that he's been having, is that medium has been just kind of like peppering guys on the bridge. So he happened to get, you know, I happen to get lucky and roll low because the allied miner's +2 and he's broken +3. I think I rolled like a 3 or 4. Anyway, he turned, whatever the result was, he turned berserk. And you'll see double berserk counters here because I don't think my opponent had the berserk counters. But I love the reds because it's really cool. And I always forget to move my berserk units first anyway. So there are not 2 units there. There's just 1 unit. He can only see 1 of them. And the leader rots away. He's got nothing to do there anymore. And my guys jump him, and my medium. And I did fix I did fix the oh, what the hell's going on there? I did fix the medium. The medium was repaired. Actually, I moved the medium on the right-hand side. Just so I don't take mortar shot, 9-2 in the face. You know, he's not going to fire at me. All I have to do is cover that hex. That hex is the exact same thing as this hex right here. And he's got no more smoke from the mortar. So anybody's going there is going to take a shot. I don't care about this shot right here on the advanced phase. 8+2, guess what? He prep fires. It's not moving. And 8+2 is not bad considering I have 8 morale. You know, he needs to roll 6 for morale check. I'll take a 7 pintask check. I could pass that. My 9-1 medium machine gun 458 assault moves or advances up there, becomes CX. I don't know if I have LOS to these hexes. It's pretty damn tight. That's a pretty tight LOS between there and there. It's close. It's close. And this one here is clear as a bell. Again, if you don't see that LOS to there is clear as a bell, you need to watch a couple videos. Alright? This one here, a little tighter. This one here, clear as a bell. Pause the video, take a look at it, figure out why. And if you don't, again, YouTube. Close combat there. That's where we're going. Boom, boom, boom. I do get a kill, and he doesn't get a kill. I think it went 1-1 or 1-2. Didn't get a kill. That guy did get pinned. Occasionally, I did want him to jump behind the roadblock, unfortunately. AR goes there. He's going to place the AR there. And because he had to correct it, then the accuracy is minimal. And so the SR plops back out in the road, the water, unfortunately. He preps fire point blank. Nothing happens. Luckily, I got lucky there, to be honest with you. I expected him to break. He's got a leader here. But again, this unit here on the bridge, out of line of sight. This guy up here, he could fire massive fire group on him. He's not moving. It is turn 4. He's not moving. He needs to move off the map. 2 turns. It'll take him 2 turns to get there. 9-2 is still across the road. He's got to go here and then there. So it's pretty tricky. It's getting pretty tight. He does still has OBA, and I have a berserk unit. So he comes over and he's gonna kick at my berserk unit's ass. So, you know, kudos to him. I thought it's like, hey, saves me the trip. My berserk guys don't have to run. Right here, I spray fire. He does bypass movement here, and I think I can spray fire on that bypass shot, just to leave residual in the hex there, because I really wanted to fire on that because that's 4 victory points. If I get a lucky shot on that one, because he can just bypass behind it and I can't see him. If I get a lucky shot on that one, it could break him or kill him, and it leaves 1 residual on the location. I do have these squads here, 8 firepower, and you'll see what happens with that. I just didn't know what he was going to do, and so I didn't want to, you know, I want to fire my medium first. This guy goes there. I do fire those units there. 8 firepower -2, or -1, maybe assaulted. I did get a casual reduction, and it increases the residual by 4, so I get rid of the other one. He jumps up on the hill. That guy pops in there. I think he gets pinned. These guys start strolling down here. Bam, 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 bam. And all these guys. He breaks. I get a first fire shot from my machine gun. No, not first fire. A shot from Rude over here with the medium in the squad. So he'll break. And then, again, nothing happening on the right-hand side. My entire plan was to score all my points on the right-hand side. Funny thing is, all my points come from the center, where I only had 2 squads defending. I didn't plan that at all. I wanted all my points over here. I only think I got like maybe a squad and a half killed over on that right side. That's not exactly how I planned it. So that unit routes there. He can't see Rude, so he gets to route forward to the building. Good route there, because he has a hero. He got a hero generated, so that's a pretty dangerous hex, to be honest with you. I'm really not happy with that hex. He's going to destroy anything he shoots at next turn. And then I prep fire. Again, no effect. 16 firepower, no effect. 16 -1 and U10, no effect. Twice. My high charts did not win me the game. And then this is the end of the game here. I advance here. What will that will do? This unit will fail you to route because he has to route up the hill, which will be interdicted by this unit here. So he has to surrender. And all I have to do is just reject surrender. And I'll get 2 victory points for that. Looking at the casualty bin will set me to 13. So because this guy broke here, he couldn't route there, and he couldn't route there because of why couldn't he route there? Oh, this unit. This unit can be interdicted. He may have been out. He may have been out there. Well, he routed here instead. Let me see. Not sure why he did route there, but anyway, if he routed there, then I could just maybe try and kill him next turn. But it was pretty grim. So he didn't engage him in close combat here. But, you know, he only had 1 more squad to lose. And these guys got to take shots for another 2 turns. 2 more turns, I'm taking shots on these guys. He's firing, he's firing. Hopefully I can get a couple half squad CRs. And that was essentially the result of the game. And yeah, this was it. So turn 4 casualties. Again, most of my casualties came from the bridge. I didn't expect them to come from the bridge. I expected them to come with all of my firepower and all of my close combat charts on the right hand side. But I got lucky early, got a couple CRs. I jumped the guy in close combat through smoke, got that. That was 4 points early. I jumped the half squad in the gully, 5 points. A couple more CRs here, there. 6, 7, 8, 9 for another squad in close combat on the right hand side. 9 here, and then you know, 10 here for another guy. 11, 12, and then 13 from somebody else. So the points add up. So, but that was my plan: is to just kill units, and not run like a little, not run over here. I don't want to run this way. Why don't you want to run the route? Why don't in my opinion, I didn't want my units over here. I really didn't, because he's got a crap load of firepower. If I had all these units over here, yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's all fine and dandy. I could try and shoot at him going off the map, but he doesn't have to go off the map. He just needs 20 victory points, whether they're exit or casualty. it doesn't matter at the end of the game. So if I'm here, and if I'm here and have not done any damage to his units, yeah, I mean, I could try and stop him from getting off. But my whole plan is to inflict as many casualties as possible. And seeing how the right side of the board stacked up, he's got one piece of terrain there, two terrain, and a damn gully to run through. Nobody wants to go through the gully, especially on first level. I occupied the center building that if I didn't, he would be there, and I couldn't really do anything against him because I've got one building here, and plus one terrain. So I'm ceding him the better terrain. Don't want to do that. I would much rather risk just straight up close combat in first turn. Mano-y-mano. That's even. If he gets in here, fires on me, not even. Not even. He breaks, he rots back. I can't get to him. Brits down on the bottom. He could come on here, push hard, high risk there. I gotta admit, I didn't want him to do it, but it's risky because if they break here, he's screwed. But I think that might be worth the risk to destroy the Brits. And then once you destroy the Brits, then you've got height advantage over all these units that can't route backwards. They have to route the other direction. They have to route this way because they won't be able to route this way. At least these guys. These guys could probably see level 2 up here. And then you've got, you know, not an easy path, but an easier path to victory. Literally just down the road. So I didn't want to give him any room on the right-hand side. And no, I got lucky. So we'll go with that. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, it was kind of a fun scenario. I like the two-pronged attack coming across the bridge. He had tons of smoke. It just you know, maybe his fire attacks were just rolling 9s or stuff like that. I mean, I was rolling pins. The guy on the bridge was just pinning a lot instead of breaking. So it came down to that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Leave any comments down below. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks a lot. Well, there you have it. Thanks again for joining us for another Vasling with Stu. These replay sessions are about an hour. And hopefully you had fun watching it. Hopefully you learned a little something during the whole point. That's the entire point of these, is learning something instead of just rehashing what some schmuck did in his ASL game. I hope you pointed out some of the different strategies that I try to employ as described at the beginning and how I tried to focus on that throughout the game. So sticking with the game plan seemed to be working, and that's the takeaway that I want you guys to have for this is my game plan seemed to be pretty decent, and I got some free points, so I just kept going with the plan. If the plan starts to crack and fail, you've got to do something else with the plan. And that plan would just to be delay them as much as possible, I guess. So, but if you delay them, he can still just kill you. So keep that in mind. He doesn't have to get anybody off of the map. 0 Germans have to exit the map to qualify to win. 0. If he kills your guys, then he gets 20 points that way. He doesn't have to get off the map. So that's another thing you have to take into consideration, even as the Germans. If you're strong enough and you've got the OBA, I mean, you could bring that guy with the radio across the bridge, start dropping it right on top of you. I mean, who cares? Just drop it on top of you, right? And blasting. It's only 70 millimeters. It might generate a couple morale checks. But you got 8 morale units running around, and he's got the Brits that are 7. They're going to be breaking in wooden buildings. That's all I'm saying. So approach it in a different number of ways. Approach it like you don't want to exit the board at all as the Germans, and see how your strategy will differ. And it will differ. So take your Germans, go on offensive, go on a killing spree. Jump shit in close, well, I don't know if you want to jump shit in close combat. You want to break and cause them failure to rout. Because you don't want to go in close combat as the Germans. As you saw in this game, close combat was the Germans' worst enemy. Because I was successful in every single one of my close combats. Every single one. I think 3 or 4 that I was involved in. So avoid the close combat as the Germans. You don't want that. You want broken units. You want failure to rout. You want captured prisoners. And you've got it made. Simple as that. Once you get your 2021, you run from them. You simply just run from them and set up defensive perimeter. That's all you got to do. Hole up in a building. So analyze your scenarios. See what the scenario allows you to do. See what the scenario allows your opponent to do. And see what type of forces they have to be able to allow both respective sides to do them. And you'll be playing pretty well and or at least having just a lot more fun. So, all right, thanks a lot, guys, and we'll see you on the next Vasling Stew.